AudioJungle.
Mentality to manage the outcome. So how can the leaders can move away from that task-based mentality to more of
So collaboration is important for me. One is finding an ecosystem that we are building. The second one is that we only deploy the process. Innovation is all about experimentation and how you provide that level of technology all that as well. What kind of technology is quite for them to be able to innovate, for them to be able to experiment, fail, take, pass, and the last thing which is very important for us in our industry is
and I know Dr. Dinesh said it very well and talked about mentality. I want to extend on that a little bit and Naveen the question again. How do you build optimism? Yeah, that's what Dr. Dinesh had a big picture. What are your thoughts? There, I think, there is this whole focus. The worry happens, or I'll just put the landscape on, right? So let's say I'm making it very kind of right? We're talking about building this in 2 nanometers, which is 10 to the power minus 9K. Okay? But we are also saying about all these LLMs and models which are getting into the number of parameters and all of that, which is getting into the 10 to the power plus 12K. And that's the scale that we have to work with so that we fit in the geometry into that small as that, but we want to meet the model there. And similarly to many others, each CPU is nowadays 1000 watts, which is actually the feature rating, right? One CPU, and then but it has billions of transistors inside it, and I have to ensure that each transistor takes, microjoules per bit and those kind of things. The scale is significantly different. And in that kind of job security versus psychological, I think what we are trying to say is that it is all about finding out what is AI for me, right? So that we are overall a what we call a digital equity to a AI literacy into an organization which has AI as part of the country, right? Rather than being there to replace something more smarter, more optimized, less cost and all of that, right? Whether it is writing the code, whether it is creating a site, whether it is creating a summary, whether it is to go and improve the workflow, make the employee experience better, bring some fun in the workplace, all of that. So all of that is coming in and becoming part of a corporate or a culture, additional uh, smart or intelligence along with you to do things better. And that's what we are seeing. That means a lot of people thought that hey, AI can do chip design, right? But then what we are seeing, the whole AI has come in, the number of chips that are getting designed and manufactured has increased multiple fold. There are more chips to be done. If I can do it faster through AI, I can bring more and more electronics and chips to all of us so that we can have more research and more smarter people around. Oh, thank you, Naveen. That's well said. Before I go to the next segment, let me change things around. I have a lot of questions here, but I really want some, because I know culture is very, very critical topic that you all wanted to hear about. So if you have any questions to you is, how do you think leadership styles must evolve to manage teams that include both? I think you have to take from a culture point of view, from commanding and controlling the team to a more facilitator or orchestrator, right? So even I say that, right? And the fact is, they are humans are on both. They have to join hands together. You have to make our team more tech-friendly, right? Means, I have to forget the old ways of working of transaction processing, what more you can do, etc., and all of that, and how faster. It's now being shifted to what more we can do to headquarters, right? What are the new steps? What are the new processes we can do, right? I'll give you a very fast example. For Diageo, we do entire global change management for any project from B2C itself. Right? Oh wow! For global, for global, right? Wow. A massive shift from a GCP who is more geared for transaction processing to a change management of a B2C campaign organization. Right? So that's what I would probably say is the help of tech humans can evolve more. And I keep telling this to tech help you on that, right? What is human created for is more innovation. This is more innovation. This is more capacity, right? So I think that's where I think the leadership style has to been changing, and actually, a lot of people is now adopting more of AI, and asking headquarters what more we can help you with. Right? Right? That is what we talk about, or also talk about the digital shift that is going on, and we all have a very major role to play to change that. And change the mindset not only among our teams here, but also at the headquarters, as you mentioned. So, Dinesh, firstly, the biggest mindset to what Amar said is moving away from the command and control to orchestrating and planning. So, if I have to, talk about the behavior that the leader would need to navigate over the next few years. It was also said in one of the earlier panels, which is all about leaders not thinking that they are the smartest people in the room, but they should be thinking of what are the questions that they should be asking for them to be able to help their teams train the problem statement. The third aspect, again, which was said in the panel as well earlier, which is how vulnerable the leaders are. When I go and if I don't know anything, I can be very open to my team and say, I don't know. Or if I'm delivering an insight to them, which I have gained through, let's say, an topic floor or ChatGPT, it's important for me to disclose that to my team because then I'm modeling a behavior which I would want my team to be taking care. Last but not the least, I think the leaders would also need to redefine the expertise. The technical expertise needs to AI fluency as part of the when we talk about domain expertise, it is important to know what AI can do and cannot do. And lastly, when we talk about leadership expertise, it is all about how can you get the outcomes delivered. From the team which is using a hybrid of human. Very nice, very nice. I'm doing this right now I'm doing so from Poland. And this is the first company that I actually had as a first employee. Because I tell you the difference between capital center and GCC. Okay. So ours is a complete GCC setup. We call it Alincorn, not a GCC. Now the biggest problem I have faced in all these three companies I will tell you. These are three funded companies. So the expectation is number, nothing else. And we all are. So the biggest challenge I have is institutional knowledge in all these places. And how can AI help us there? That's the question, a fundamental question that keep asking. So if any one of you can help me with that. Anyone will take it? Okay. At least in the semiconductor engineering, engineering in general when we started, right? Most of us started here because it involved a lot of electrical and then we were supplying that talent to the world and then we said, okay, why don't we just open the center here and keep doing the same work that we're doing here. So I do not relate to the traditional GCC, but that's how it's an extension of the headquarters that you have. But when we have started just doing this, the whole effect in forms of something which is written and something which is not, right? And then I think that's where the technology has helped us is that all this institutional knowledge has been connected, whether things are on email or on the Slack or on the Word doc or on the the collaboration tool like Confluence and CP and Jira and all of those things. We have built a workflow to actually go and scan everything. And whether you want to search on a keyword, whether you want to search on a technology, whether you want to search a product, the whole history can be enabled so that what has happened, how decisions were made, how a problem was solved, which customer was the starting point, all of that. That has been enabled to all of us now using these technologies with the use of Lean and many other technology that has come in. So that's what it is now. Earlier it used to be a human interaction, but now technology can make it better. And you're talking about leadership, which is very important because to have your knowledge. Now we need to differentiate between knowledge and skills, right? So from my perspective, it's also important to preserve and to evolve the context behind the knowledge. The domain expertise. The understanding the consequences of the classroom and Slack coming together with all that information which is out there in different teams channel and you can sort of connect that. But apart from the technology piece of it, one of the aspects that I would that we
the imagination of people who are here. Sadly, you are not one of them. You are in some other city. But as I, there's always a possibility to think of your Islam. Let us say this is your office here in Nagar, and if you have a comparable office, think Bangalore.